Welcome back to Bigger Than Race. You know who this is. This is your boy, Brando. I'm back here with two lovely guests coming straight from Rejuve AI. We have the CEO herself, and we also have the head of marketing. Now, Jasmine Smith is the CEO. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, as you mentioned, my name is Jasmine. I'm a CEO of Rejuve.ai. I've been involved in this project for about 2.5 close to 3 years, and in the overall Singularity and ecosystem since the beginning in 2018. Background is in health information management, which is pretty well synchronized to the health and wellness, and enjoying it a lot.
Nice. And Melissa Laurie, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, as you mentioned, I work in marketing. I do the fun, fluffy stuff, as we like to say here. I come from a blockchain crypto background in marketing, in addition to a health and wellness one. Kind of combination of both of these here. I've been with Rejuve for a little over a year now. I think this month marks that, and it's been really great. So I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having us today.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. Thank you for your time. I'm excited about this because, we're heavily we're big investors in the Singularity Net ecosystem, bigger than race, and Rejuve came across, and it was one that definitely piqued our interest just because of the health and AI aspect of it. So just sticking to that and speaking on it, just give everybody a brief overview who may not have known about Rejuve and who's coming to know about it now.
Rejuve is what we call a decentralized longevity research network. So the goal is to be able to first fill in the gaps in the wider body of data about humans, and to be able to make better predictions about longevity and improve people's individual health and wellness. And then on the other side is to give individuals enhanced access to products and services that can actually do that. So it's kind of this two-sided thing, and we're rewarding people directly for their contributions of data instead of it just going into some big cloud and someone else making money off of it. People can actually benefit from it individually and be able to use it in a positive reinforcement system inside of our own network ecosystem that we're building. Yeah, driven by AI on the back end as well.
What's the last part?
Driven by AI on the background.
Yeah, no, 100%. And what about you, Melissa? Did you need to share anything on that?
Sure. I guess I think Jasmine summed it up really well, but like she kind of mentioned, our goal is to basically make longevity and education in health and wellness accessible to everyone worldwide. And obviously that looks different in every country and continent that you're on, but our goal is to create enough data sets, or to have enough data sets to be able to get research from people that may not necessarily typically be researched, and then also provide these products, which typically can be pretty expensive, to people that would not be able to afford it normally as well, by circulating and rewarding them with the RGB token. So it's really like a well-rounded, I guess I'm going to call it like a circle of life kind of thing, where we're trying to basically increase your biological age, make you feel healthier and stronger, and at the same time rewarding you for giving us the data that you're.
I think that's beautiful, and this is a topic that needs to have definitely a great conversation about. We need to have a talk about this because personally, I believe in longevity, and there's been some times where when you're going through some things, you look a little rough and you look older, right? And I felt like I've reversed my age because of the things that I have put into my body, and I think most of it comes from spiritual health, right? But I think it's all combined. Now, so talk about why longevity now. Why is it important for us to focus on this now when people should have been focusing on it? Why are we choosing to talk about this and bring this with technology now? And what is the benefit for me?
That's actually an interesting thing. Maybe we can get into that, like the spiritual aspects, which is like a whole different conversation. But I mean, why longevity? I feel as though
I told you we're gonna dive off on the deep end, Jasmine. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I feel as though like it's always been a human pursuit, like even since ancient times, like, and it's usually correlated with being rich, actually. Like once people attain a certain level of wealth, where they're like, well, how can I live forever, right? And so in this kind of age where, you know, abundance is beginning to spread to more people, you know, we've got technology, we've got internet, we've got international travel, all this kind of things. We're able to see what's going on in different parts of the world. It's coming back full circle again of, okay, how do we actually optimize our lives so that we can all stay alive long enough to see all this technology that we're beginning to see, and the final stages of it. You know, the AI, we're just getting started with the LLMs and all that kind of stuff. So imagine what it's going to be like in 50 years, and people still want to be alive to see what the evolution is going to be. And yeah, just enhance awareness too about, you know, health is kind of becoming a thing, especially in our generation as well. Like we're at a point of consciousness where, okay, we're probably all like what, mid-30s and things like that. We can start to figure out how do I optimize my health span now, rather than do it when I'm 55, 60 years old, you know, things like that.
Yeah. Well, who told you I was mid-30s? You're not supposed to know that. I thought I was looking 20s right now. Damn it. Now I got see now this is
I
why
can tell you're a millennial. So
yeah, yeah, that's funny. But no, I think it's cool, you know, and I think it's important, you know, especially in the world that we're moving into. I feel like people are not as health. I mean, you have people that are health conscious, but then you have a group of people who just don't give a damn, right? They eating everything underneath the moon, underneath the couch. So, like, what is it that is going to help democratize longevity for people to benefit from? Like, what are they going to gain from it? Why would I care if I don't already care about longevity? If I don't already care about longevity, why would I care? How can Rejuve help change my perspective?
well, I mean, everybody.
Oh.
I'll go ahead. Yeah, you can go
Oh,
first.
it's always awkward when we like do this of like who's gonna talk now and whatnot. But I was gonna say that I think that the invention of social media has really changed or has kind of shifted the narrative a little bit, because before that, in this time, we're kind of coming back on the pendulum of like 80s, 90s, even like 2000s, where fast food became really accessible, and especially in the Western hemispheres and such, of like, okay, this is what we do. We just go to McDonald's for dinner and all that. And now we're kind of coming back on the other side of the pendulum now with social media, where you're seeing those people with the ideal bodies, ideal in quotes, obviously, and recipes and things like that. And so it's also giving a little bit more awareness to like seeing what other parts of the world might be doing and other people that you might aspire to look like, because, you know, social media is 100% real all the time, right? But I think it also makes things a lot more accessible, because now you realize like, oh, I didn't know this, but now I've learned it. I mean, the amount of things I've learned watching TikToks, I should probably be embarrassed by. But the same thing goes for longevity. Like that's kind of what our goal is with Rejuve, is breaking this down and educating people who might be like, what the hell is longevity? Like that doesn't mean anything to me. But like living healthier for longer makes more sense to people, especially in the younger demographics, where they're like, no, I do want to feel like I'm 20 or 30 or 35 when I'm 60. Like that's really what our goal is. It's not necessarily living to like 200, which is granted some people's goal, but I would like to feel like I do now, or even younger than now, like as an extended life form. So I think that that's one of our ways, is just increasing awareness and education in that aspect. But I'm sure Jasmine has other thoughts on such things.
Yeah, that's
yeah. No, I mean, you know, honestly, I feel the same way. I feel like you know, TikToks and other sources have helped bring awareness to things that we have no business being aware of, right? And some things I think we should be aware of. Like, I didn't really want to know that a McDonald's sandwich never aged. It just stays the same form, right? So imagine that sitting in your body for all them years, and you've never known that it does not move. I mean, that's just the nasty to even think about. But
Right.
on another note too, like I think it's really important for people to be aware of it. And in the time that there's major shifts and paradigm shifts happening in many different sectors, and I believe health is one of them. Um, how do you see? Can you talk about how you see the future of health within your industry, and how Rejuve is going to be a major differentiator within that shift?
Yeah, so kind of, yeah, tying that all together, we do kind of have a model right now in health where pretty much, you go about your life, and then when something goes wrong, that's when you kind of, go to the doctor and think, oh, what's going on? Because if you're feeling fine, and you've been eating all of these bad foods and everything, and nothing's happened to you so far, there's no reason to care, right? You only care when you start to feel bad, or yeah, you start to look bad, or something like that.
Right.
So we want to shift the model from reactionary to prevention. So instead of, a general health checkup just being, sort of basic things to make sure that you're, not dying, it's how do we optimize your actual life? Is there ways that we can detect early signs of, any sort of disease formations and be able to begin to reverse them early before needing to go to extreme measures like being put on some medication for the rest of your life, or having surgery and things of that nature. So making even doctors more aware of longevity. Like in our app, we talk about things like genomic instability and epigenetic alterations. These are terms that, the general public doesn't know about, but I mean, also even a lot of medical professionals probably never heard of as well, because I mean,
I
genetic
haven't heard.
testing and yeah, like it's not as though like, and I mean, the thing is, genetic testing is not like as expensive as it used to be back in the day and all that kind of thing. So it's not that it's impossible to incorporate into normal healthcare, but it's not something that you hear about every day. So if we started this off very early in life, we could begin to put everybody on kind of healthy aging pathways from the time they're even young, so that we're preventing more of these age-related diseases. We're preventing, decline, so that now it becomes how do we, for people that do want to go above and beyond the normal lifespan, it's how do you get to the next level instead of, not getting ill. Like the focus will kind of shift that way.
No, I appreciate that. Jasmine, can I tell you something? I'm trying to live like they did, as long as like they did in the Genesis. They were living 600 plus years. Okay. Can I get 600 up at you guys? Please. I need 600. So if Rejuve can help me do that, then that's why, we've invested, because, it's important for us to really take this stuff seriously, because like you said, it's about preventative methods. Now, are you giving holistic approaches to certain things that we could do to help alter this or that? And how is like the information being gathered for us to know that we need to start working on prevention methods before this time?
Yeah, so a lot of it is kind of known. So we're starting out with meta-analysis, which is kind of big groups of analysis of a lot of different studies that were done, compiled to create statistics pretty much. So we start from that basis, and then we collecting those metrics plus new ones, and using AI tools, being able to first, synthesize all that information, but then identify where the gaps are in the body of knowledge, because there's a lot of stuff that we know to be true that we just don't have published evidence on. And, we do live in a scientific paradigm-based world, so we need to be able to validate all that kind of stuff, and also just to be able to really fine-tune the personalized approaches for every individual. So yeah, that's what we really want to do, is get more evidence faster on, how natural substances can actually prevent diseases and even address them in early stages. How other types of wellness practices can enhance longevity and health that may not be known about or have a lot of supporting evidence for at this moment. I mean, even things like, the power of intention and, what is the placebo effect, right? Like what if we could actually utilize the fact that you believing that something's working makes it work? Why don't we use that, to potentiate, other things? It's like, just being able to connect all these different factors together and not carrying in like kind of biases and prejudices into the space, but being able to actually holistically, as you said, look at all of the information objectively and really assess how it really works.
Wow. Yeah,
I
no,
also want to just add on to that really quick too. So Jasmine's also she's talking about how like the AI gathers and everything, but you also when you put your information into the app, the AI essentially will take that and give you your personalized insights. So things like your Aura Ring, your Apple Watch, your Garmin, anything that you personally use to track your own things will then work together with the AI statistics and everything on the back end to kind of give you those insights of what it thinks that you can improve moving forward. So we have basically kind of like Jasmine talked about, where there's like genomic data and everything like that. We have one page that's like the hallmark of aging, which is the more scientific stuff that people don't really know about. And then there's some more like generic ones that you might be like, oh yeah, your body mass index might be a little too like heavier than normal or lighter than normal, or you need to eat more vegetables or drink more water, like some of those basic ones and stuff as well. So it's ideally supposed to be able to give you feedback that you can go and adjust in your day-to-day life, and then also be able to keep track, and in turn helps the AI and the data sets become more stronger and have more input into them, the more data that you also put into your app as well. So it's kind of a two-pronged thing from the backside and the front side.
Sweet. Now, I love that. And I want to get into, actually, I want to talk about how does blockchain technology empower the Rejuve AI platform? And what are the advantages that it brings to the users? I'm assuming personally, we get rewarded by giving information and interacting with the app. But please tell me in your words.
Yeah, so that's the first one. So the RJV token itself is made pretty much, yeah, so you get the direct reward for your data contribution, and then use it within a network ecosystem that we've already began to build. We have quite a few partners already, and we're gradually onboarding them all to accept the token, so that therefore you're already those tokens, and then you can use them to get wearables, to get the test, get the supplements, all the other products and services, even travel. We have it integrated on Travalo as well. You can book flights and accommodation with it. And so that you're able to obtain and learn about these types of tests and products that you may have not known about before, or maybe you didn't know how to select them, especially like, let's say with supplements, there's so many different supplements out there. So, we kind of give you a catalog of trusted partners, and you can use your tokens right there to be able to obtain it. And then, yeah, you're just kind of gradually able to use them in like we're building a health and wellness economy pretty much. And then there's another token that we bring in a bit afterwards called the data NFT. And that's actually tracking your data contribution, to the AI systems, to the research itself. So that if your data does get used in some kind of new therapy or drug or advancement, that that contribution is forever linked to you, and you can earn even more proceeds off of what happened with it, what it was used for.
Well, how much money are we talking, Darren?
Well, we don't know that, but because we're talking about just the NFT technology itself being able to be linked.
Oh, I have to ask. I speak for not just me, but for a community of other individuals. So I'm sure they're probably wondering the same thing when they hear it. See, don't worry, guys. I'm asking the tough questions because we like to know these things. Now,
I mean, it is definitely one of those things. I mean, I think that we've all seen those like answer surveys and get like money back type of things for like jobs to work from home and whatnot, where you're like, oh, I made 10 cents answering these questions for an hour type of thing. So it's treading the fine line of not being like a ghetto survey where you're getting bare minimum. But also we want to like make sure that people are incentivized to contribute and to put their data in every day and things like that as well. So I can't give you like an exact number, obviously, but our goal is to like reward everyone fairly for their contributions. So because again, at the end of the day, the better that the RGB token is, the more successful everybody else is as well too, right? So we want to encourage using it and earning it.
No, very true. And speaking about success, the partners that you guys have, how do they play a role in the success of Rejuve currently and in the future as you guys continue to evolve?
Yeah, so it kind of almost builds itself as a longevity insurance, right? Because it's like you're getting these tokens and you're using it either to subsidize or fully cover different things that you probably are not covered under your normal healthcare plan, things of that nature. So that's kind of the way that it happens. Being able to have these advanced tests and products that better your health and wellness, and also allow you to put more data into the platform, which gives you better personalized insights, makes the AI models better, all that kind of thing. So the partner network, kind of uniting all of these different players in the longevity space to accelerate aging research and accelerate overall human vitality. That's kind of the goal of aggregating everybody. And it's cool in the longevity space because, there kind of isn't really competitors. I mean, yeah, you can have like AI system differences and approaches and things like that for different supplements, but in the end, we're all working towards one goal to extend lifespan. So if one wins, we all win in a sense.
Do you guys have any competitors?
I mean, let's say there's aspects of what we're doing that can have a competitor, but in this whole system altogether, there isn't really anything like this, and probably because of the difficulty level of actually building it, the time and effort it takes to put in and the infrastructure. So yeah, we haven't really found anything that's exactly, but like let's say there are other platforms for AI drug discovery. There's other longevity apps and things like that. So
yeah. Would you be able to participate or integrate with any of these other apps that are existing out there? Or are you guys looking to, just be on an island by yourself and, be the frontier of decentralized health?
Yeah, I think it varies on which app it is. I mean, because yeah, actually sometimes we are surprised, like either we'll reach out or some other company will reach out, which we think, oh, this is like kind of similar, but then somehow there's a synergy and they're curious and things. So yeah, I think
you could become the ASI of health.
Exactly, right. I think we have partners in a lot of different aspects. Like we have some that are just for like the store. We also have some research ones. We have some like more charity initiative or charity driven ones that we work with as well. So we have like a wide variety of networks that we're trying to like establish ourselves. And obviously I think all of us say that, yeah, we want to be the forefront. We want to be the front runner in this, especially with AI. I'm not going to like name names, but I think that a lot of like AI driven apps or a lot of ones that are giving insights and stuff are kind of using a ChatGPT equivalent of AI. And obviously through Singularity Net, that's a huge differentiator for most of the projects within Singularity Net and ourselves as well, is we're not just using an OpenAI plugin into this to give you something that's generic. It's really pulling from like our in-house like Bayesian net AI that has been built, as well as powered by Singularity Net as well. So that is the differentiating factor between us and other competitors, is that no, we have more to offer and more specifics than just like, hey, drink your water, maybe exercise a little bit more and that kind of stuff with it as well too.
Yeah. And I think that's, a big part of why we're here, Singularity Net brought us all together, right? And they bring the best of the best in the decentralized AI sector. And we're building in some great things. And, we're helping support this ecosystem because we want to see it succeed, right? So these conversations are really to bring more awareness to what people don't already know. And for even people like me to find out a little more detail of where you guys are and where we're headed. Because, for us as an investor, we're looking for growth in multiple ways, right? Growth for you, but also for us to make return short-term, midterm, and long-term, right? And so we only get behind things that we can see that long-term vision. Now, speaking of that, for other people who can see the vision and know about Rejuve and are now finding out about Rejuve, how could they find the Rejuve token?
So it's listed on CMC and CoinGecko. So there's a big list of markets where we have 3 different chains that we're kind of for. So we're on the Ethereum, of course, Cardano, the Binance Smart Chain, and then there's also the Step network as well. That was kind of one of the original, like when we did the Launchpad event last year. Yeah, it's on several dexes as well, like Uniswap, PancakeSwap, MinSwap, things of that nature.
So
Yeah,
basically, you can get it anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. I know where to get it. I know how to get it. You're not telling me, Jack. You're telling the other people that don't know. Okay. So cool. That's great. So it's out there. They know where to get. Let's talk about this data security and privacy. Now, with the increasing concern over data privacy, how does Rejuve AI ensure the security and privacy of users' data? Because Lord knows I don't like to be followed. Only when
Yeah,
using the app. Okay.
yeah, so pretty much it's set up to where, yeah, initially you're only contributing into the Rejuve database, which is secured server. Of course, we're working on being able to have that even more decentralized. Right now, we're still on the centralized architecture, AWS and whatnot. We're also integrated with a platform called Brando for compliance, so for GDPR, and then we're working toward HIPAA compliance as well if we ever interact with the US healthcare systems. Yeah, we don't give any data to any third parties. It's all gated by actually the data NFT. So if, let's say, another entity wanted to use your data for research purposes, you get a request in your app and you say, yes, I want to share with them, or no, I don't. And that kind of determines whether or not we release that.
Sweet. Now, can you talk about some of the future plans and roadmap? What does the community have to look forward to in regards to Rejuve's involvement over time?
Yeah, so like more and more types of data being able to be ingested and better insight reports and things of that nature, more features of the app. The first edition is kind of focused on the wearables, the surveys and blood tests. And then, next edition is going to be, the genetics, epigenetics, more interesting types of data and being able to aggregate all of that together, being able to track time series data. So it kind of lends itself to being kind of a massive longitudinal study because, from the day one to however many years it goes before we're all immortal, right? You have this big growing body of data continuing. And maybe, Melissa, you want to share about our ambassador program too that we just launched?
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone's biggest question at the moment is like, how can I find the app? When can I find the app and things like that? So I will first put the caveat in of you can download and help us beta test it on our website. You can join the list. It's just rejuve.ai on the website. We are very close to actually launching the app. I would never put a specific date on there. I know that's what's itching, like everyone is itching for, because if you've spent any time in Web3 and crypto, you know that that's like an immediate curse on you is if you put a date to something and you don't actually match it up. So I won't put that on there. But it's coming soon. It is on our roadmap. It's on our 2024 roadmap. That's all I'm going to put that out there for the final version or the final first version of the app. But with that, we've also just recently launched our ambassador program, which is really our way to incentivize and support the community that has stood by us in the last year and a half or so that we've actually been actively building up the app and things like that. So we have a bunch of different categories in there. So if anybody wants to be interested or is interested and wants to participate, we have things with KOLs and influencers. We have a community moderator section. We have, if you are a clinician or something like that, you want to participate with studies or contribute your insight into the app itself. And then there's a couple other ones in there as well. But basically, we're ideally rewarding the community for and giving back to them for participating with us and hanging out with us. So if you want to know more about it, you can head to our blog post, which again is on our website that talks about it, or any of our social media because it's pinned on there as well, I think on our X page. But I'm super excited about that. And we've gotten a really great feedback of it, and we've had quite a few more people interested than to be honest, I originally thought that there would be. So that's been exciting to hear.
No, I think that's great. And you know why I've been hearing about the excitement is because they said that if you sign up, you get 3 hours of your life back to you. So you have definitely rejuvenated your longevity by doing that. But no,
that's exactly what I want to hear. I want people to be, we're going to be filtered. We're going to be looking flawless because you're just 100%. doing all the things. That's what I want.
Yes. No, this is no filter, ladies and gentlemen. This is just natural. I just want you to know that. But no, I think that's it's brilliant. So you're over the marketing side. Melissa, can you talk about the go-to-market strategy, how you guys are going to ramp things up? Apart from doing the giveaways and the things that you just mentioned, what else can people look forward to start to help shift things around in regards to momentum, And I hear that there's another Rejuve out there. Can you talk about the correlation, of the two?
Yes. Well, you asked two very distinct and separate questions. So I'll do the Rejuve one first because that is a question that we get asked a lot, especially if anybody knows the Singularity ecosystem. So Rejuve AI, I'm going to consider the word type of app that's dedicated to going out worldwide. Rejuve Bio, sister company, not entirely related. The AI is a little bit different, but they're focusing more on the like B2B side of things or business to business and doing a lot more of the research, pharmaceuticals, drug discovery aspect as well. So we are separate entities, separate CEOs and companies and everything. However, we do kind of work along the same path with the same goals. However, theirs kind of just tends to be more on the pharmaceutical side, where ours tends to be more on the overall health and wellness side. And they are also not crypto based because of the regulations that come in with being pharmaceutical and drug discovery, et cetera, because crypto is kind of a buzzword the US doesn't really like to use. Right. So that's a brief one. You can go to their website, rejuve.bio, then find out what they do. Same as you can do with rejuve.ai, do the same thing. So that was first one. As for the marketing, my favorite fluffy side, we have a lot of plans of our ramp up. So I kind of mentioned in the ambassador program that we have a KOLs and influencers section that's tied into that. And so that's a big aspect. I'm sure you yourself, you're a big YouTuber, you love that type of stuff of talking about things that you're passionate about. That's what I'm going for right now is we're finding those people that are really passionate about the project and definitely amping them up as we continue to go. Right now, we are really working on having our name and name recognition be posted around, especially within the longevity space. I would say, starting out, especially with Singularity Net, the majority of people that follow us or know about us are from Singularity and or crypto focused. And my goal is to essentially branch out from that as well and pull in a lot of more health and wellness people. So we partially do a lot more in the longevity space in terms of conferences. Jasmine's speaking on panels, she's giving keynotes and all of that to kind of just put our name in the longevity space as a reputable source of information and things like that, in addition to the investor crypto side of it, where everyone's like, hey, I want the token to increase in price. Yeah. Yada, yada, yada. So there's a lot that goes into it behind the scenes, but as of this moment, a lot of it is just increasing brand awareness and Jasmine awareness and such as, and making Rejuve really be the health and wellness token in the Web3 space. As Cardano, it's the only one on the Cardano that's built on Cardano that revolves around health and wellness. So there's a lot of opportunity there to be like, oh yeah, there's actually something that we could do with this. I know people have a lot of feelings about Cardano, but we like it. So we have really enjoyed everything with them. So yeah, that's a very brief kind of scattered summary. I can't divulge all my secrets. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any surprises left. But
we appreciate the secrets you shared today. I think it's good that people can hear another side of Rejuve because I only knew what I knew, and this conversation has definitely taken us into another realm. Of course, we spoke at the event in where were we at?
Panama.
Panama, yeah.
I've done so much traveling this year. I forget where I was at this year.
Yeah, familiar with that.
Yeah. So I'm like, I know I was somewhere, but yeah, I'm here. So no, I think that's great. And anything that we could do to help get the word out there, Bigger Than Race is on board for it. We'd love to see some kind of demos of the app. Talk about that. Is there already demos out there? Can we go on the app? Is it live already? We can start doing this stuff right now because I don't know,
Yeah, so our beta is live, and we do update the production build, which is the live facing one, every so often. We have a development build in the background that is updated much more frequently, but they kind of like to aggregate a lot of fixes and updates before sort of publishing them live, so it can be a bit lagging behind sometimes. So we're not like actively running a beta campaign at the moment, just because we're already pretty aware of everything that needs to be fixed and finalized before. But it's available. It's on our site. If you click on Longevity app, you can sign up for beta and get right in and just see how it works. Yeah, so yeah, it is out there.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Now,
we have about 2,000 beta testers right now that are going through it, that give us feedback if something is broken. So if you want to join, or you know people, or people you're watching this and you want to go give us feedback on it, there's also a Telegram group that is part of that comes like when you sign up. Put your email in on our website and you'll get the link to the Telegram group and to download the app as well. So
sweet.
so more than welcome to participate in that, but there will be a much bigger campaign when we actually have the like final production that's not in test flight in the upcoming months.
Well, yeah, definitely. We'll share the link here in this video description and get people to sign up. Ladies and gentlemen, get your longevity on with the Rejuve app. But another question, and then we're going to wind down because I know you ladies are busy. Now, challenges in the blockchain and health integration. What are some challenges you face while integrating blockchain tech with health data, and how have you addressed them?
Well, I guess like the integration of it's not really so much the health data aspect. It's more just blockchain development is its own really class of development that's slightly different, let's say, than regular app development. So there is a little bit of skill differences and whatnot, and being able to hook all these different pieces together, and also being able to connect it to AI, I would say as well. So we have to be able to connect AI, blockchain, and then regular app development all together into one application. So that's probably the bigger challenge. I mean, the health data is kind of just like any other data. It's just in a database, and it just kind of gets linked to those. So I think that blockchain in general is very well matched for health, because you want to be able to track where data is going, how it's being used, how it's being secured, all that sort of thing. So they're kind of a natural match for each other. So it's more just about the newness of the technology itself.
Appreciate that. Now, one last question, and then I'm going to let you go. Just give us advice for crypto investors out there, right? For those looking to invest in health and tech longevity projects within the crypto space, what factors should they consider?
Well, you're asking for investment advice, which is something that's a no-no, right?
Well, we can skate. You don't have to answer it, right? You can say no. But, if you can give any advice on what they should look for in something that's out there within crypto.
Yeah, I mean, well, in health tech, you want to look for a connection to actual health and wellness companies, scientific researchers and medical professionals or advisors being associated. As always, you look into the team and look into the what they're actually building, and can you test the product? Is it verifiable that it's legit, pretty much? And yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just about, do you trust the people behind it? I mean, Web3 is very kind of global, interactive. There's a lot of conferences and different events around the world. So usually you can actually go and, if there's something going on locally, and meet the people who are behind it, and you can make your determination there. And, people that actually do show their faces and, talk to you tend to be a little bit more trustworthy than people, for instance, that have like a picture of a meme as their profile on their website or something like that. So it's just kind of common sense, but DYOR, do your own research.
Well, common sense is not so common. There's plenty of people who throw their hard-earned money at a meme picture of a team.
Right. I mean, we say this about Web3 a lot. We actually put a blog post about Web3 safety out a few months ago, because even within our own community, have people that will click on scams and connect their wallets to things that shouldn't be. And I think that is honestly one of the biggest things of if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And that is the biggest takeaway I feel like you can take in Web3 of like, you need to actually see some results, or you need to see something that's actually doing some work, especially within the health and wellness sector. There's a roadmap, there's a plan, there's some actual feasible, tangible things that you can take away from this. Because if it's just a meme coin, is that going to be relatable or usable in the next 6 months? Is it going to be in the next year? Or is this just something that's really trendy at this moment in time? Obviously, we are not giving investment advice because that's not a thing. However, do your own research.
Yeah.
It's too good to be true. If it sounds, it probably is. So be safe out there.
Unless you see my face, unless I come up on the screen and I tell you information, it's not too good. But no, yeah, for real, you got to be safe out there, and you know, we preach that in our community for sure. But you know, sometimes people have to experience things on their own. You know, they just don't want to avoid the pitfalls from somebody else's wisdom, so they might need
It only takes one time of connecting your wallet to the wrong thing for you to not do that ever again. So sometimes,
and I can attest, you know, they're not AIs. I met them in real life. Jasmine is real, you know, it's real for sure. Both of them are. So yeah, and you know, they work for a great organization, a great ecosystem, doing great things. Now, do you guys have any closing remarks that you'd like to share for the community out there watching?
Thanks for supporting. As mentioned, get involved in the ambassador program. You know, if you're really just itching to do something ahead of the app launch, and of course you can we post our weekly dev updates in our Telegram channel as well, so you can follow our progress. Yeah, we're super excited to get closer and closer to this big event, and then continue on with the more exciting pieces. And yeah, you can catch us at some upcoming events this year as well in longevity, and also crypto as well. So just follow our pages, and you can come meet us in person if you're in our area or attending these events.
Sweet. Melissa, good?
Let me see. I want to leave with some impactful insight, but I am not entirely sure what it is. But I was going to add my little caveat of we talked with Ben, like CEO of Singularity Net, Ben Gertzel, a few weeks ago, and he talked about how essentially AI should be able to solve aging by the time that we get to BGI, because it'll be able to just look at all your insight, tell you what's wrong with you, and then fix it immediately. So that's my final thing of, if Singularity Net's goal is for it to cure aging, that's our goal, is to essentially use the AI to cure aging. So we'll just bring it back to the whole ecosystem working together and making us live to be super old, but like youthful old, not like old.
100%. So. And actually, one message just came in, last message question. They asked me, and I hate this question. They want to know when moon. No, I'm just joking. Ladies, I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Bigger Than Race, this has been another interview with none other than Rejuve AI, Jasmine Smith, CEO and Head of Marketing, Melissa Laurie. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bigger Than Race. I'm Brando, your host. You know who this is. This is your boy. Peace. Investigate truth on your own terms.